This is such a bad idea when you're sleep deprived. But I have to do it. Okay, I have to do it. Hi guys, I'm back. And so it's the 20th anniversary of Naruto, meaning it actually started showcasing in 2002 or 2003. 2003, yeah. That was when it first got animated, and well, because it's 2023 and it's their 20th anniversary, and because I was also rewatching Naruto, I thought maybe let's do something. Let's talk about Naruto. And by the way, I am going to go arc by arc, whatever arcs that I felt were interesting enough to talk about, and something that we can sort of contemplate on. I thought like maybe we can discuss these. Today we start with the Zabuza arc. So I really want to move theme wise, and I believe in this arc the one thing that was really interesting to me personally was the fact that when we are in front of a great obstacle, or when we come face to face with a great peril, what do we do and how do we overcome it? I feel like that has been the main somewhat of a theme in the Zabuza arc, and it's an interesting theme to think about. There's especially three relationship dynamics. There's three pairs of relationships that let's see, basically there's three pairs that I really want to discuss, and it's basically okay, so there's three pairs I want to talk about: Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto and Inari, and Naruto and Haku. Of course, we have to start with Naruto and Sasuke. There's this one scene that happens right as we start Zabuza's arc when Team 7 is actually taking Tazuna along, and they are attacked or ambushed by the ninjas of the Mist Village. And why the scene is particularly interesting to me is because for the longest time ever, Naruto has been complaining about getting a really nice solid mission, and when he does get this mission, he, as loud as he can, he declares that of course this is something he can take care of, and that Tazuna should not be worrying about his safety. But we do know what happens, and that is the fact that when danger did strike, when the ambush did happen, Naruto actually froze, and it was Sasuke who jumped to action. And why this is interesting to me is because of the fact that we have all personally faced this in our own little ways, where we've very confidently declared stuff and we weren't able to do it. And this is what, like, I believe was the first learning for me. Words are only words until and unless we have the courage of backing them up with action. Karm karo. Quite literally. Acha, by the way, I also feel like really connected to this lesson is because it's quite practical and applicable to my work as well. Because, well, I want to do things, but for that I also have to prove it through my actions, right? So no matter what I say, that my work might exceed, I actually might do well, I have to back it up with a lot of work, which I might slack on. So it serves as a good reminder to me, at least, and that's why I felt like I wanted to talk about this. Anyway, moving on to Naruto and Inari. Inari is basically the small kiddo, Tazuna's grandson. So the scene takes place right after Naruto returns from his training, as Team 7 and Tazuna's family discuss about the situation that prevails in the city. Inari gets upset and questions Naruto's training, and even goes on to say that whatever Naruto does or any of the Team 7 members do, it will amount to nothing, because at the end of the day, the enemies were too strong, and no matter how much they tried, they would eventually fail. So as you can see in this scene, Naruto really gets angry, but he also goes out of his way to say things like, you can cry all you want like a crybaby, but I'll just do what has to be done. I personally relate to what he says, and I think a lot of us relate to this particular scene in the sense that we've all had a period of time where we've cried and cried a lot because of the issues and the troubles that we were facing. When you look at Kakashi and Inari's exchange after this scene, where Kakashi says that Naruto has been through a very rough period of time, and probably after crying and crying for ages, he's decided it's going nowhere, and he decided that he wanted to work things out. That's something that hits home, and I feel like it hits home for a lot of us, because way back in college, I was feeling particularly really sad and somewhat lonely, and I remember crying for 2 hours straight. It's a pretty sad memory, but this happened and I just wouldn't stop crying. It got to a point where I really had to just think of a really close friend, and I just hoped they'd be able to help me out. And when I called my friend after a few exchanges, after consoling me, I finally gained some sense of sanity and control over my emotions, and I also decided I didn't want to cry like that again. And this is where I will cue in the second lesson. Crying is not actually going to help fix your issues. I had to learn this the hard way. I had to learn this through a lot of confusion, but I feel like a lot of us do relate to this part. And if somebody, and if any one of you is going through such a difficult period of your life, don't give up. It was a really heavy theme for young kids, in my personal opinion, but it was still a nice touch to the whole arc, because I feel like it again brought us back to the theme that was being discussed in Zabuza's arc, and it is the fact that when in front of great peril, or when facing great troubles, do we face it or do we give up? Giving up can look like different things for different people, but when we decide to shove our problems away in a manner that does not, bring any peace of mind, it's only just adding up to our problems, then that is what I feel like is giving up or running away from them. Though a lot of people would call crying as giving up, but I think I'll disagree with that. Crying was my acceptance, but it was not the solution to my problems. So after that night, I won't say I just magically stopped crying, but I did decide to face my problems slowly and steadily, bit by bit, because I did not want to have another breakdown where I was crying for 2 hours straight because I didn't face my issues. This got super serious super fast. So as you can see, all of these scenes are coming back to the main theme again and again that is being discussed in the Zabuza arc. We see that the first one was all about, taking action. Words don't amount to anything if we're not going to work on it. But then Inari just got up and said, all of those make no sense. Like, all of your actions, they're just going to result to nothing. And to that, Naruto says, you can cry all about it, you can complain, and you can give up if you want to, but I'm going to do things my way. And he realistically approached these scenarios. But then, this is also an interesting interaction between Naruto and Haku, where Haku has gone out to get some herbs for Zabuza, and he finds Naruto on the ground, exhausted from his training. And when Haku goes out of his way to ask why Naruto is training so hard. So now I know Naruto says that he does it because he wants to protect his loved ones, and in our day and date, it's somewhat of a nice but also weird thing to say. Why do you work so hard? It's because I want to protect my family. But in a more toned down manner, why this was a really nice interaction for me personally was because Naruto actually thought about the support he received from his friends, from his teachers, and from the people around him. And because he had a very positive exchange with them, is also why he decided he wanted to keep working harder to reach his goals. Which is basically the third lesson over here, that's just me probably just linking it to the theme at this point. But yeah, when in front of great peril, or when you have big troubles in front of you, you can sometimes choose to rely on your loved ones. It's okay to, seek the help of friends or family. Sometimes we face with issues of validation. Sometimes it's with studying, sometimes it's with just normal work, sometimes we're not confident about what we're doing. We don't think things will work out, and at that point of time, it's okay to think of our loved ones and seek their help. Which is what basically was my personal highlight, because even now through my YouTube journey, I'm able to find myself working harder and harder because of the support of my friends and family. And I think Naruto intuitively realized that we as humans are designed as social beings, meaning we won't really do very well being alone, quite literally. And this interaction becomes interesting for the same reason that Naruto and Haku are two very different people, and they're also enemies, but they harbor the same feelings and beliefs. They believe that they will do well so long as they are thinking about their loved ones and working to get better for them. Or probably they're getting better because of them, because of their support and love and companionship. And well, that's about it. I wanted to keep this video a short one, like a small bite-sized learning content for you guys. Because why not? Because it's Naruto. And it's their 20th anniversary, so I'm just taking an excuse to talk about the anime I really like. And I have been thinking on this theme for a while now. And here's something that I want to ask from you guys. While it is important to not give up on certain situations and when you're facing your problems, when do you think it is actually okay and even necessary to give up? I'm pretty sure there must be certain or some circumstances out there that where it is more wise to give up or to move around than to face it head on. If something comes to mind, then do let me know in the comments. If this is something you liked, yeah, feedback really helps. I would appreciate that as well. If you like the video, please give it a like and probably consider subscribing if you like anything about stories, particularly movie, books, anime, gaming, shows, anything. So yeah, have a nice day.